to review. So I've been trying something new, one of my many therapies for my chronic illness. So I have, after COVID, I started having IBS, anxiety, depression, nausea, migraines, body pain, and all these things. I also have mold and heavy metals in my body. So I've been detoxing from that for about 7 months. I've been using functional medicine. This group has been great, and so I've been detoxing for about 7 months from the mold and the heavy metals, and I'm starting to really get some good energy and see a decrease in pain. But I've been having migraines so badly the last 2 years, and stress affects it, and if I don't sleep that affects it. But I've also started having breathing problems, like I can't catch a full breath, and that's been happening for the last 2 months. But what was recommended to me is to find NAET, NAET. So it's by this doctor, I think her name is like Nambudra, and so she invented this allergy elimination technique. And I've been going, let's see, so you start off, you chat with the person, you talk about all of your symptoms and your ailments, and then the next and then the first thing that they do is they will do some chiropractic tool on your back. It's like a double prong, and it vibrates on your spine. It goes up and down. They have you do different breathing patterns while they're doing this. They're getting your meridians in your body, like the pathways in your body. It's like chi. They're getting that all prepared for the acupuncture. So then each session you go to is an hour long, and you're holding a vial in your hand. At each session you're working on eliminating a certain allergen. So there's the basic 17, which is what you start with. So the first one is brain body formula, and that's just a prep. You're getting your body to like prepare to understand like this is what's going on. And there's a bunch of other ones. The next one's egg, next one's calcium, next one's vitamin C, next one's vitamin B. So I'm at vitamin B right now, and you can Google it, you can find all of them, and that's how you find a NAET practitioner. And so then you hold your little vial, and she's testing to see your muscle weakness. So there's a way to do it. So you're putting your arm straight out, and they're pushing on your arm when you're holding this vial, and if you're weak, your arm will shift because you're not strong. But if you're strong with that, your arm will stay steady. And so they'll touch different parts of your body, and they'll try to see if, is like, this part weak or is it strong? And then they'll touch different parts of your body. They're just testing out your muscle weakness. And then you're holding this, then they do acupuncture in the meridians. It's always in the same spot. And you sit there for like 25 minutes, and then they come back in, and then they kind of like ask your body how long you have to stay clear of whatever you're trying to eliminate. So the last one I did was vitamin B. So I had to stay clear of the vitamin B stuff. My body told me it's always at least 25 hours. You have to like stay away from it, no touching. And so for me, like the last one was my vitamin B, and I had to stay away from it for I think 26 hours. So I've even had to go up to 29 hours. And sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes it's hard. But I've been doing that in conjunction with so many other things. And I think it's just a great tool in the tool belt. So if you're having, allergies, migraines, breathing issues, I'm not a doctor. I'm just, again, wanting people to know that there's other tools that they can start using. Functional medicine also being one of them, because it's like that holistic approach for your body. When you have a lot of stuff going on, it's never just one thing. And I have had good breathing for like 2 weeks. I never thought I was going to be able to have some good breathing again. And yes, I am using an inhaler from my doctor, and I've been using one for the last 2 months, but that's barely doing anything. But I think in combination with hyperbaric oxygen chamber, I do that once a week. And I'm also doing the NAET, and I do that twice a month. And I'm finally starting to see progress in like body recovery, healing, breathing better, sleeping better. And so there's just like so much progress when using all of your tools and using them in conjunction with one another. So always here to just recommend stuff for people who have chronic illness, or just, want to feel a little bit better. And so I would definitely encourage you to Google your closest NAET practitioner and just check it out. They're amazing. And mine is not covered by insurance. Pretty much anytime you want to get healthy, you have to pay out of pocket. Usually insurance is like not there to fix the problem. It's there to cover the doctors who are just pushing pills at you, unfortunately. And it's like when you're chronically ill, when you know, you go to all the doctors and they're like, we don't know what's wrong with you, and then they just give you a pill and they move you on your way. So definitely check out NAET. It's I think it's great. It's great. Okay, something I forgot with the NAET, the allergy elimination technique. So when you are done with your acupuncture and your appointment and everything and muscle testing, when you're doing your kind of 25 hours or so of staying away from the item, the allergen, I have found that there's a lot of muscle soreness and migraines for me, which I'm more susceptible to, and just like body soreness, exhaustion. Usually I'm really hungry or really tired. So there's definitely something, working in my system where it's really trying to work out that allergen that it's, wasn't doing well with. It's like purging it or something. So just FYI, it's usually an uncomfortable process that next day. So I usually try to just take it easy and not do much, because you also have to make sure you're not touching anything that has that allergen in it. So even with like vitamin B, you can't touch tap water because it has vitamins in it. So you can only use distilled water. So you only use distilled water that whole time. You can't shower during that time because it's typically something that's got vitamin B in it, because it's tap water. Even with filtered, you still can't shower. You can't use so many different things. So they have a whole booklet of, this is the stuff you can touch and eat, and this is all the stuff you cannot touch and eat. So each allergen is different. So each time it's like a whole different thing. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to add that in because that's not to be taken lightly. It's a little challenging, and I definitely had a wicked migraine last time I had my NAET appointment afterwards. It was pretty rough, but I'm really hoping that it helps me tolerate vitamin B better, because I need that in my body. It's very deficient and it'll help me with detoxing. So anyway, just want to add that in. Hey guys, this is Megan, and I just wanted to follow up on my NAET, NAET, which really stands for allergy elimination therapy. So I did about 8 or 9 sessions, and it's been a couple of months. I did 2 per month, so it's probably been like 4 or 5 months. And there's 17 like sessions as like the base that you do to get the most basic 17 allergens kind of eliminated and out of your system, and then you continue to go from there if there's more specific allergies that are really still present. So I have decided to take a pause on that therapy because it was $130 a session. It's not covered by insurance, and the scheduled times that were usually available really weren't working for me in general. Typically what I was really noticing is I would go and do my session, and the next 24 hours I would have a really bad flare-up, and so I knew that stuff was happening, but I never seemed to really feel any relief after doing each session. And even though I was consistent, and she's like telling me that I'm holding my resistance to that allergen that we did previously, she can tell if I get stronger. So even though if I'm holding it and I'm doing well according to the protocol, I just didn't actually see a huge change. Now, bearing in mind that I have severe conditions of several things that I'm struggling with, and it was never going to be that allergy elimination is going to cure me and my body. Like, I'm suffering from mold and in my body, and heavy metals, and so like I have a lot of stuff going on. So, and I knew that going into it. The only thing that I have noticed that has held and stuck with me, which is actually great, I've always had a sugar allergy, and I said, what does that look like? She says it presents like sugar addiction, and I'm like, I have bad sugar addiction my entire life, so bad, and I have only noticed from that one that my sugar addiction has lessened, and I am so grateful that we got up to that one, and I just feel like that was just a blessing and a gift for me, and that's the one I really truly found a positive difference come out of that for me. And so I just kind of decided that I was no longer going to continue, and I talked to her about it. And apparently as soon as you stop, if you go like longer than a month taking off, then you have to start it all over again from scratch. And I'm just like, there's no way that I can afford that. And just the flare-ups were so horrible. I was missing other appointments because I was having their flare-ups, and I wasn't able to do like any of my chores, and it was just, I mean, that's just sad, you know. I mean, it's just really detrimental, and I'm sure other people, you know, have other better, they notice other things, because maybe some people literally just have allergy issues, and I totally get that. So I am just grateful that that sugar really helped, but I discontinued that one, and just financially we needed to put the money other places. So yeah, that's what we decided to do. So I would still say try it. If someone has allergies, just go ahead and try it, see what you think. Yeah, it's an interesting process, you never know. So